And we're back with another KATcast. It's all about movies that should not be remade.
Ever.
Movies that were just so good that you can't one-up them. They can never be done the same way. Okay, that's what we're talking. I'll go first because my list, I'm very passionate about my list, okay?
Okay.
The first movie that I think should not be touched, The Big Lebowski. First off, love that movie. We were just talking about this movie, me and I, Kevin, the other day.
Yeah.
It has some of the best, some of the scenes in there, they almost look like they're not scripted, but they are. They even said, it's just the writing's that good. It's such a good movie if you've never seen it. The premise is kind of ridiculous, but it's a very good movie.
It's sort of a dumb film, but it's funny. It is funny.
It's one of those movies that you couldn't recreate it. It wouldn't be the same.
Well, and I think it goes without saying that probably any movie that we really loved, we're really passionate about, we probably feel should never be remade.
Yeah,
you cannot, repeat that perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's perfect in our minds, For me, I'm going to say my favorite movie of all time, The Blues Brothers. In fact, they tried it. They did the sequel, Blues Brothers 2000. It was terrible. Do not watch Blues Brothers 2000. You can't get the taste of it out of your mouth after you're done. Okay.
Same people in it, though, or no? Different people?
No, they had...
John Goodman says you should watch it.
Yeah, I know. John Goodman was kind of... He was a cousin of Jake, who, of course, was John Belushi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it lacked any of the soul, any of the... They worked at it too hard. Then they had a little kid in there who was a Blues Brother kid, and they even tried to bring in Aretha Franklin again, but it just, to me, The Blues Brothers was a great, great, great flick, and 2000 should have never been made. So
okay, I'm going to go with The Great Outdoors. John Candy.
That's a good one too.
I mean, the animosity between John Candy and Dan Aykroyd, legendary. Dan Aykroyd playing the annoying brother-in-law. And boy, did he play it up right. But just a great family movie about how badly this guy wanted to give his kids and his family the same experience he had growing up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm sure John Candy did make some turkeys. I can't think of one, though. I think just about everything John Candy, and a lot of it was John Hughes'
I was
work.
I can't think of a single John Candy movie that I dislike, honestly.
Some better than others.
Uncle Buck's really good.
Oh my God,
it did all the
Planes,
cameos, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He was in, Home Alone. I mean, even the scenes, he stole the scenes in that.
That's very true.
I just think he's
He was
a
in the
good
Blues
actor.
Brothers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so he was the cop in the Blues Brothers, one of the
That's
detective,
right.
whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And again, like Aaron said, she loved The Great Outdoors, and it was just like how can you remake it? I'll tell you guys something interesting you may not know. Airplane, was actually a remake.
Really?
It was almost line for line remake of a movie from 1957 called 0 Hour. It's an old black and white, and it's now obviously they added a lot of stuff, but the elements from 0 Hour, you can almost watch it right next to Airplane and see it line by line, scene by scene. But then they added the funny elements into Airplane.
So it wasn't a funny movie to begin with.
No, not at all.
Okay. It was actually a serious movie.
It was a very serious flick.
Okay.
But they took that seriousness and they poked fun at it in Airplane.
Yeah.
So, but again, nobody knew about 0 Hour really until Airplane came along. And they said, let's go look at the original,
There you go.
And they had to get permission to do that flick and everything. It's crazy.
I'll say another one that I think should never get remade is The Godfather Part 1. They did. Here's the thing. That's like a movie that didn't need sequels to it.
Didn't need the trilogy.
Because 2 and 3 just aren't as good. But
now I haven't seen 2. I've seen 1 finally, but I didn't see 2
and 3 just aren't as good, honestly. And to me, I think 1 is a complete enough story that it should have been its own thing. You know what I mean? It didn't need the 2 or 3.
Did Coppola plan on 2 and 3 when he made 1?
I'm not sure he did. Because, again, when you go back and watch just part 1, and maybe he did, but, part 1 is a complete story. There's definitely a beginning, middle, and end, and it kind of wraps everything up at the end of Godfather Part 1 even. So, I don't know. Part of me almost thinks maybe not. It got so popular, then he thought, well, I can do a part 2 and 3. You know,
Right.
You mean ka-ching?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's usually what it boils down to.
Because I don't know if he originally wrote it thinking, is this part 1? You know what I mean?
Well,
Right.
See, I read number 1 that Marlon Brando was very difficult to work with in that movie.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I've heard like one of those like fun facts.
And so I wonder if Coppola was like, don't tell me I have to work with this guy. I really don't. I went through that once. I don't want to do it anymore.
I just think that movie it has a little bit of everything for everyone. Like no matter what genre of movie that you like, The Godfather kind of has it because there's like it's like a love story, but also crime drama. You know, it's like it's all this. It's very good. I think when it comes to like a cinematic masterpiece, I think The Godfather should never be touched.
I wonder if when they made The Godfather, again, Francis Ford Coppola, you never know when you're going to make a movie, whether or not it's going to be a hit, whether it's going to be a flop.
Right.
So I'm thinking he probably never meant it as a trilogy, unlike Star Wars.
Yeah.
See, Star Wars was Spielberg?
No, that was Lucas.
George
right.
Lucas went in making Star Wars, the original, the one that we now call part, 4, I guess?
Yeah, that was the
knowing
first one.
that there was going to be more after it.
Right.
He didn't know how big it, whether it was going to be a flop or not.
Yeah.
But so that was planned. But Godfather, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, another one for me. Pretty in Pink. Another John Hughes.
another John
That's a
Hughes,
good one too. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, that one perfectly captures high school, just trying to get through. You got a crush on somebody. You got the one, stone cold weirdo following you around. For her, it was Anthony Michael Hall.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's a really, or wait a minute, not Pretty in Pink.
16 Candles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
16 Candles. I was like,
Okay.
well, Anthony
You know
Michael
what?
Hall wasn't in 16
Pretty
Candles.
in Pink, though, I would agree with you
That's
on
a good
there.
one too, though.
Yeah.
I
Both
think
good ones,
it
yeah.
probably goes without saying any of the John Hughes films, they should
Yeah,
leave them
yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
He made some incredible movies.
I'll tell you, Back to the Future. Now that's one that does that again. I think was planned
Was
to have
it
multiple.
planned?
I think it was. Do you not think it was? I think at
don't
least.
know.
I think at least.
See again, because the way it wrapped up, number 1 is like, okay, it's done.
That is
Good
true.
job,
That is true. But but the thing is, I don't know because remember at the end of part 1, there's a teaser. Hey, we're going
Marty,
back.
come back.
You remember?
Is it my kid?
So
Is it-
I
no, it's
think
your
they
kid,
at
yeah.
least planned 2. I don't know if they necessarily had the Western one planned out because to me that's the weakest one of them all. But I think all 3 of them are fantastic. So. Again, I think that's
It was
another,
running out of steam by the third, though. You're absolutely right.
It was,
yeah.
but I think I think the second one of that was planned, in my opinion. But that's also one of those series that I don't think you touched that. I don't think you touched that. I don't think anyway. You can't even get that's the thing. Everyone's going to be comparing whoever plays the main character to Michael J. Fox. Emmett Brown. They're going to be comparing, and I don't think that you can. They're just legendary actors, in my opinion. I think they did so well that you can't.
I think the only reason anyone should or would remake a movie is if the special effects get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, technology has come such a long way
Right.
that, yes, special effects keep getting better and better and better. But you have to kind of look at it and just be like, you know what? That was just the time and just deal with it. I don't think every little thing needs to be remade just because technology has gotten better.
That's true. And of course, that also brings up the question of something we were talking about on the air from Maverick. What's his name? He passed away. Or from Top Gun.
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer.
Okay.
He gave his permission to use his image in AI.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, any future films, they have permission from him and his family and everything to use it, and the family will be compensated.
That's just so weird to me.
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but
so
see,
strange.
but with that, you no longer have the limitation of, well, we can't make the movie because the guy's dead. Well, not necessarily anymore.
You can, but it's just strange, isn't it?
Well, and that's just it. I'm sure the chunk his family's getting is not equivalent to what he would have been
What he would have
paid.
been, yeah.
Well, but whatever it is they negotiated.
Well, I mean, eventually it's just going to be a cheaper version of filmmaking. And is that really what we all want? Do we really want to sit around and watch a bunch of AI images?
That to me, that's just strange.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the real actor, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. I get it because he was already casted in the role and he couldn't, because of his complications and stuff, he couldn't film. So in that instance, maybe I understand it. But if
he
it's
had filmed enough.
yeah.
That
but if it was
they
like,
felt
if he was casted in something that was like, I know he passed away many years ago, but we're going to resurrect him for this movie. It's like that I'd have a problem with. That I'd be like, no, he wasn't even a part of this.
You guys are going to laugh at me for this. So you know what a Star Trek nut I am, okay? William Shatner is 95. He's going to be real soon, 95 years old. He has said that he is open to bringing back his Captain Kirk character de-aged. If the script is right, if the role is right, if the writing is good, he has said he'd be willing to do that. Yeah. Now, he's still alive. He's actually in amazing shape. He looks better than me. He's 95. I mean, he's active and everything. But to me, that would be interesting because it's him still being Captain Kirk.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. You know, I have to say, too.
The whole de-aging thing is amazing.
And that's a little bit different than just straight
somebody who's dying.
AI, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't think I have as big a problem with that as I do the whole just making a movie with AI.
Yeah. Well, and and what makes me think, too, by the way, not going back to Back to the Future, I am going back to Back to the Future, is just the way that the second story was so interwoven with the first one.
You're talking about?
The Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the sequel to that was so interwoven with the first one that's why I think it was planned. Because like everything, you remember,
makes sense.
It's like when he goes back, you're like, there he is. Like his other self is there, but then he's under the table right now. Like it's so cool how you could like see all that.
You know, a bit of an aside on Back to the Future. Scientists, like I mean, you know, guys who like deal with quantum mechanics and things. They've looked at that movie and said, actually, as sci-fi time travel movies go, it's actually kind of the most accurate. It's funny. It's a comedy, but they kind of have the science right, which is interesting.
The special effects on that movie hold up, in my opinion, too. Like, even today, I think it's still pretty good. I'll tell you another movie that I think should not be touched, and I love this movie, too, The Princess Bride. Love that movie. I think
Andre the Giant is dead. So.
Yeah. I think, again, I don't know how you'd remake that and make it better. I think it was so fantastic. And it's like, what makes that movie so good is the cheesy moments are just as good. Like, you know what I mean? It's a movie that definitely doesn't take itself too seriously.
Right.
But it's so good, though. I love everything about that movie. From the... What was it? Fred Savage, you know, in the bed getting read to by his grandpa.
Yes.
When as you wish, as he's rolling down the hill, you know.
That's good. That's very funny. I like it. You know, you look at Superman. Okay, the Christopher Reeve Superman. Mm-hmm. Now, what did they make? 4 of those, I think, something like that. With
something like that. Reeve. Yeah.
And which, honestly, you get past. The second one, they probably weren't that good, honestly. Superman 3 and 4 and all that. The Quest for Peace and blah, 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 whatever. But then that was really what began the whole reboot thing with Superman. Okay, it went from him to whoever else it was. In my mind, and I understand generations change. In my mind, Christopher Reeve will always be Superman. Mm-hmm. He will be, when I think of Superman, I think of Christopher Reeve. Mm-hmm. Everything from the music in the movie to his portrayal of the Man of Steel and his kind of klutzy Clark Kent, and he was just lovable.
Yeah.
And for them, I understand it's a franchise. There's money to be made, so they're always going to continue to remake these films. Mm-hmm. But it's never going to have the magic that the original had. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I do like the new Superman, David Cornsweet. He does a pretty good job in the most latest
good,
one.
Yeah,
he's not bad. I think he reminds me a bit of Christopher Reeve, Superman.
I think that's what it is. That might have been kind of what they were going for. But whether you're talking Superman, Batman, any of the, I mean, even Marvel.
Adam West.
See, that was a campy Batman.
Yeah.
And that was a 60s TV Batman that kids loved, and myself included. But so that, I know there were, serious DC fans who looked at that and go, that's not Batman. Well, it is for a certain generation. It was, So we're talking about what movies should never be remade, rebooted, and whatnot. I'll give you guys another one. Tell me what you think of this.
Goonies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They should never touch.
You could never. Nobody could ever be Chunk.
That's right. That is just so like the absolute perfect movie. About your childhood and your best buddies and trying to find adventure and I just don't think they should ever touch it.
No, I agree.
Totally agree with you.
That Goonies is so good. Mm-hmm. That's such a great movie.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Forrest Gump. And, again, there has been talk of, well, how about a sequel now where, what's his name? Haley Joel Osment was the little boy, remember? Mm-hmm. He grows up. Now let's see him as, what did they name him? Did they name him Forrest?
I think he was Forrest as well.
Yeah. So now here's Forrest 2. What's his life like? I know the thought is fun and we can imagine it, but again, what an amazing movie. And are you going to do it in the same way? You're going to put him through history from the time coming in contact with these famous figures from history? I don't know.
And is it going to be as good? You know what I mean? Is it going to have the same impact?
I'd put my money on no.
I don't think it would.
I would think now, even if it's being made, it's probably going to be politically correct. And I don't know. It would be hard for me to enjoy a Forrest.
So here's an instance where a movie was remade, but now I think it should not be remade because it was remade so well that they did it. They like mastered it. And that's The Thing, John Carpenter's version. So there was an original The Thing before.
Old 50s.
Yeah. So then John Carpenter made his 1982, I think is when it came out, The Thing. And they made another one, which turns out is actually a prequel, and it's just not as good. It's not as good. The original, the John Carpenter version of The Thing is the best one, and they should never touch it again.
Yeah, Jordan made me watch that over Halloween.
The Thing?
The husband and I watched it, and it was really good.
In another instance where the special effects hold the test of time, they did so much practical effects that, it's so creepy, and it holds up to even some of the best, what we have today, CGI today. It just doesn't.
It's one of those instances, one of those stories where you're like, this could happen.
Yeah. It's one of those claustrophobia, you don't know who the bad guy is situation.
Let me ask you, and I think Aaron too, if you have seen this, did you see the remake of Police? Leslie Nielsen, the Leslie Nielsen.
Naked Gun?
Naked Gun. Did you see the remake of that?
I did.
With
Liam Neeson.
With Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
What did you... we've talked about it.
Yeah.
You liked it.
I did like it.
As a remake.
I did like it as a remake.
Was it a remake or a sequel or what was it?
Technically, so it's
Did it show some love for the original?
Yeah, it did. So technically it's a sequel because Liam Neeson's character is technically Leslie Nielsen's son.
Frank Drebin.
He's Frank Drebin Jr., right? So it's technically a
Leslie
sequel.
Nielsen is what's his name? Who's the
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson is what's his name's son?
Is Leslie Nielsen's son, which is funny because
they look nothing alike.
No, but that's what makes it work in that instance is because Liam Neeson has such a serious delivery of everything that it's hilarious. That's what makes it funny.
Well, you see that famous scene from Taken, that's all you can picture. And
it's everything, ridiculous stuff. And he'll just be he's so serious and stoic about it. Yeah. That's what makes it funny.
I do have to watch that. And, and again, as it's a remake or, a reboot or whatever you want to call it. But, so it could be an exception to the rule. But.
And I gotta be honest. I would have said, hey, you shouldn't touch that either. But what they did and how they did, I guess if it's done right, you can. But that's one of those rare occurrences, I think.
You guys want to hear something interesting and we're putting this together. I did a little research. You've Got Mail, Tom Hanks and
Hanks.
What's her name? Meg
Ryan.
Meg Ryan. That is actually a remake.
Is it really?
1940 film called The Shop Around the Corner. Huh. That was, and all they did was update it for having email as opposed to regular mail and all that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's the same story. Isn't that funny?
Everything old is new again.
I've never heard of that before though. The Shop Around the Corner. Never heard of that. 1940.
One thing I do wish though in cinema is we need to get back to more original stories because everything is a remake, a reboot of
there
this,
are no
that,
new
and the
ideas.
other.
That's exactly right.
I just want something original. Every once in a while, something slips in, and you're like, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's consider this possibility though. Has filmmaking been around for so long that every conceivable idea has been put on film? There is no new idea. So you have to remake.
No.
I don't know.
What concept has never been explored?
When you look at people's lives, let's just take that for instance. When you look at people's lives, my life is nothing like your life, nothing like your life.
Yeah,
we all have different stories and different tales. So when you think about that and how many billions of people are on Earth, there's got to be original stories out there.
There's got to be. I just watched a movie the other day, which I think it technically, I think, was also it's like a retelling of it was called Begonia. It's really good. Basically, these conspiracy theorists end up kidnapping Emma Stone. They think she's an alien. That's like the premise of the movie. Okay,
her character, not Emma Stone. Yeah.
Well, I guess come to find out that it actually was a remake of like another movie that was similar, but it had similar themes. Like it was based on that, but they took their own direction.
Saving Silverman. They kidnapped Neil Diamond. Oh no, that's not it. Isn't it? They thought he was an alien. No, that wasn't it. Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like there's definitely still, you can have your own unique ideas. Like maybe themes might be similar, but like you can still have your own unique. And they need more of that in Hollywood because everything's like a reboot these days. I feel
there's very little originality. Yeah. And it's sad because Hollywood at one time, but again, we've already mentioned some films that were already remakes of others that were earlier. Yep. So maybe somebody who, for instance, that 1940 film, Shop Around the Corner, somebody who enjoyed that in 1940, in 1987 or whenever You've Got Mail came out, they go, this is the same movie I saw. What are they doing here? There's nothing original anymore. So who knows?
Well, and just think about, as somebody who reads, there's so many books out there.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many great books that would make amazing movies.
Good point. Yeah.
So, whether they're just not wanting to buy the rights to the book, they just don't want to pay for it, or whatever the case may be.
Or they don't want to sell it. They don't want it made into stories.
Ari Aster, we just talked about this. I was like, some original stories, Hereditary, Midsummer, all these original stories. And they did great in the box office. Again, I think that's why, is because it hasn't been done before.
Erin is, if you know anything about it, she is a voracious reader.
Yes.
And she is one of those people who says, she's seen a movie, oh yeah, but the book was so much better. It told so much more. So I'm not a reader like that. I wish I was. So I watch a movie and I'm just enjoying that story for the first time. Erin can see a movie and go, oh yeah, but they left out the part about blah, blah, blah.
That's not right. That's not correct.
What?
That's gotta be frustrating.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, in the book she had red hair. In the book she had
God, and see that because you'd be thinking about that the whole time. If you're like,
well, Harry Potter.
It was like
nuts.
My problem with Tom Cruise playing Jack Reacher. Okay, Tom Cruise.
He's
not
Jack Reacher.
like a mountain of a man.
Especially when you see the TV series Jack Reacher.
Yeah, when he's been described in the books as like this, just giant mountain of a man.
That ain't Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
No.
Even with lifts on.
Little Cruise is going to play this mountain of a man. Okay,
and he did it twice. There was two Jack Reacher films.
Yeah, not believable.
We were watching a thing the other day about Harry Potter and how the characters are different in the film than they are described in the book. And some pretty major differences.
Yeah.
And again, you read the book, the Harry Potter books. So you know how they're described, and then
like hair. I know like some hair colors different on certain characters.
Well, like Ron Weasley was tall and really thin, like his brothers. Rupert Grint's not. Wasn't tall and thin. No. He wasn't overweight or anything.
He's got red hair.
He wasn't tall and thin. He fit the bill with the red hair.
Yeah.
Like Dolores Umbridge, she was described as being very kind of short, squatty, toad-like. And that's not how the actress portrayed her in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that.
They take liberties, I guess.
They do. Yeah. They do.
They have to. I guess you're not going to be able to find exactly sometimes what they've described in the book. You're like, close enough, it'll work, Well, and if they came to me and said, do you want to play Dolores Umbridge? I think I'd have a horrible complex about myself. Apparently I'm toad-like.
You're just who we're looking for. Great, thanks. I don't know.
Hey, cast me in a Harry Potter film. I don't care who I am.
Show me the money.
Hey, I'll play Voldemort. I don't care. Hey, look, I got the head for it. Hey, come on. We're already working on that part of it, Hey, do you agree or disagree with anything we've said here? I'd love to hear it. Maybe we've said something that's totally off base. Let us know. Maybe a movie that you think should never be remade. Maybe you like some of the remakes, too. Again, love to get your opinion, right?
Yeah, just shoot us an email, catcountry@mailzimmer.com.
And be sure to subscribe as well.
Please do. Subscribe. It makes us happy.
Yeah, wherever you're watching or listening from, we sure appreciate that subscribe right there. And we thank you for joining us for this latest edition of the Cat Country KATcast.